Are you someone who enjoys watches and you appreciate timeless, classic styling? Are some of the watches currently on the market too big or too flashy for you? Well, I have a device which may be just what you've been looking for. It's Fossil's Gen 6, a smartwatch with smart looks at a smart price. Let's get into it. Hey, if any of these videos have helped you, if my other colleagues' videos here have helped you, please go ahead and consider hitting us with that thumbs up, clicking that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload the latest content and when we run our weekly contest. Let's begin by taking a look around the external hardware. I have the black Gen 6, which came with the camo and Velcro loop strap, though Fossil offers a few options in terms of color and straps. Mostly it's a mix of watch bodies and bands, but the watch bodies on offer here are rose gold tone, smoke stainless steel, gunmetal stainless steel, and the black model I'm rocking. My favorite looks are probably the smoke and gunmetal. How about you? So, getting back to this review unit, you get that classic round chronograph styling, but with a knurled bezel. It doesn't rotate, it's just there for aesthetics. The display is 1.28 inches of 326 pixel per inch AMOLED beauty. Seriously, text and graphics on the Gen 6 are bright and easily readable both indoors and out. Having looked at a lot of smartwatches, there's something about how Fossil has built this interface, the graphics, which looks sharp as a scalpel, even compared to other smartwatches with AMOLED displays. I think it's the font, faces, and sizes used maybe. Some devices focus on big, bold graphics, but these smaller graphics just have a crispness that is quite readable and a joy to look at. This may be a recurring theme here, but my favorite watch face is the digital dashboard, and much like the other watch faces available here, you can customize the colors and complications to your liking. One of my other favorites, though not customizable to that degree, is this cute puppy dog face here. I think you'll really like that one. I really like the wellness watch face as well, but I prefer to see weather info since I spend a lot of time working indoors. Around the sides of the body, you'll find a speaker, microphone, and two customizable push buttons with a protected rotating home button centered between them. That center button rotates, providing an additional way to interact with the watch besides touch. You click it once and it pulls up all your apps, and then you can use it to scroll through them. The lugs of the Gen 6 work with 22mm straps, so you'll not have any issues finding something more your style if the camo Velcro doesn't appeal to you. And let me just take a quick moment to acknowledge Fossil Group's approach to style. Like I stated, this is the classic style for those who want something that will work with anything they wear or any occasion. But if you want something a tad more audacious or you'd like a smaller size, Fossil gives you plenty of options, 7 to be exact. 4 colors in the 44mm size and 3 in the 42mm size, rocking 18mm lugs if a svelte body is more your speed. And speed is a good word to describe the internals of Fossil's Gen 6 smartwatch. This year's model is built around Snapdragon's 4100 Plus processor, which brings processing power to the Wear OS platform, which helps it feel smooth and responsive. But what's most important about that 4100 Plus is that it will get Google's new Wear OS 3 operating system at some point in 2022. For now though, that current OS now supports music connection and playlist downloads from YouTube Music and Spotify Premium. So it's a good thing that the watch comes with a gig of memory and 8 gigabytes of storage, though you'll only have access to about 4 or 5 gigabytes of storage because the rest of that is taken up with system files. But that's still plenty enough room for your music, for your workouts. Internally, you'll also get Bluetooth 5.0 low energy, onboard GPS, NFC so that you can make payments with the watch via Google Pay, and Wi-Fi. For your health metrics, you'll get a heart rate sensor and blood oxygen sensor, along with the usual accelerometers, compass, and more. But how's the user experience? Well, you may notice that in the beginning of the video, I didn't comment on the back of the watch. That's because I wanted to bring special attention to it and didn't want it lost with the rest of the spec. The back is where you'll find the hardware, which is responsible for heart rate monitoring and the SpO2 monitor, but there's something else even more exciting back there. See those two C-shaped stripes? You attach the charging puck there. Yes, the proprietary puck, no wireless charging, but what you do get is a 4-pin charger as opposed to last year's 2-pin charger. And what that means is fast charging. Matter of fact, in my testing, this is one of the fastest charging watches on the market. I wore the watch until I fully depleted the battery from dead. It reached almost 30% in 15 minutes, 51% in 30 minutes, and by the end of the hour, it was 91% charged. And you're going to need that rapid charging because the battery life is, You'll get a full day out of the Fossil Gen 6, sometimes a little less, but you're definitely going to need to charge every morning if you're also going to want to track sleep metrics. One of my biggest complaints with the user experience on Wear OS watches has been the inability to flip the watch 180 degrees so that you can wear it with the buttons facing whichever orientation makes sense for you. For me, I prefer the buttons facing my body rather than my wrist. This helps me when I'm working out so that when I'm using lifting straps or wrist wraps, I don't wind up with accidental button presses. This is not a limitation that Fossil is responsible for, but it does affect its use, for now. Google recently announced that they will be adding the ability to flip the display 180 degrees in Wear OS 3. It's about damn time, Mountain View. Navigating the watch is easy. Swiping up gets you to your notifications, swiping down gets you to those all-important shortcuts which you'll be using to aid in sleep tracking. More on that in a moment. Swiping right gets you to a Today screen, and swiping left gets you to your tile shortcuts. The only piece of Fossil software you get here is a watch face piece, which allows you to save your custom watch face notifications. Other than that, it's pretty much a Google affair. Google Workout, Google Pay, YouTube Music, or Spotify Premium, etc., etc. The current iteration of Wear OS and the Phone Companion app, along with Google Fit, give you solid metrics for your workouts and sleep tracking. Basic watch functions can be handled via the Wear OS app on your phone, but the majority of settings configurations will be handled on the watch itself. One area that Fossil dabbled in on watch is battery life management. You do get a couple modes to extend your day. The most extreme mode turns your smartwatch into a dumb watch, but looks better than having a dead watch. My only gripe here, beyond the watch not having Wear OS 3 just yet, is the lack of unified bedtime mode. When you go to sleep at night, you have to put the watch in the theater mode if you want to black out that display without having to go into the watch's settings and turn off raise to wake, etc. Do not disturb mode does not turn off raise to wake. Also, when I set my sleep hours on the watch, I want that to override everything. I'm going to sleep. From that one dashboard, I want my watch to black out, my alarm set with options to make it audible or vibration only, and do not disturb settings to kick in. All of it in one place. No reason for this in 2022 not to be there, but again, in this case, this is more a Google issue than Fossil, though theoretically Fossil could have added this functionality like they did with the battery life modes. Overall, this and the other watches in the Fossil group are solid buys if you're looking for a very straightforward smartwatch with a beautiful display, classic and colorful options, and fast charging. What do you think? So that's the Fossil Gen 6. That's all I have to say about it. If you have any questions, anything I didn't answer in the review, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'll get to them. I'm Tashaka Armstrong for reviews.org. But don't take it lightly that you spent your time watching with us today. I'll catch you on the next video.